Hello, everybody. How's it going? I am super excited to be streaming today. Please, if you are tuned in already, say something in the chat because I want to say hi to everybody. It has been way too long, but I am super excited. I can't hear myself in my headphones, which always concerns me. But we will figure it out. That's okay. I think I got it. Sound source to the rescue. We'll see. Hope everybody's doing well so far. Today I'm going to be taking you through my Shortcuts catalog. Oh, hello, Spyros and Europlane. Hope everybody's doing good. I am streaming across YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope / Twitter, so actually I should check to make sure that's all going live. Cool, it is. All right. So I may be referencing comments that you might not see in your chat, but I should have them popping up. Yep, right up over there on that side. So everybody's saying sound is on. Good to go. Hello. Ibanks, Kenny, hello. Angel, Daniel, nice to see you guys all. All right. Let me bring in the good stuff. Boom. Get myself in there too. Thank you, Ricky, for complimenting my background. All right, folks. I am so excited to show you my Shortcuts catalog. Oop, got it open to something I was using before, but this is obviously the Shortcuts app. It's a bit of a mess right now because I've been doing lots and lots. All right, hold on a second. I think my head's getting cut off. Okay. So this is my iPad home screen, and I apologize to anybody who is out there and doesn't like notifications, because I have I've mentioned this many times before on other places, but I totally have notification blindness. But that's okay. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to take you through my new Shortcuts catalog, which is at matthewcasanelli.com/Siri Shortcuts. No spaces or anything. Got to do that promo stuff. Here, wait, I'm going to retweet myself as well. All right, let's get started. So I have, here on my website, I have a horrible promotion strategy without actually posting about it, but I'm going to be doing a blog post soon. But up here in the menu bar, you can see the Shortcuts catalog. And I just added some new graphics today. Actually, I'm going to sign out of my website to make sure I see the same thing that you guys do. All right, I'm going to check in on the chat real quick just because y'all are doing good. Okay, cool. All right, so basically the Shortcuts catalog is something that I wanted to create to help people learn about how to use the Shortcuts app, because it is still extremely confusing, and it's totally normal if you can't figure out the Shortcuts app, because there's a lot to it. There's going to be 300 actions, I think, give or take a few, right when iOS 14 launches. So there's not only just 300 tools that you can use to put shortcuts together, but then I also then created basically 300 examples of shortcuts using that. I have hundreds and hundreds more, but getting them all into this format that I'm going to show you guys today is a decent amount of work. And so I also want to show you over time. So I tried to make as many of these shortcuts universally applicable to just any person. They're a little more of my personal stuff, not super work oriented. So this isn't like, how do I make videos on iPad? It's kind of, how can anybody use shortcuts? And so I have a collection of folders that people can check through and see based off of like the ways I'm organizing my shortcuts. Now that shortcuts, oh my God, I'm saying shortcuts so many times. Now that there are folders in iOS 14, which is great because I can actually organize things, and you could see that here a second ago. I guess I should have been in the bigger window this whole time, but that's all right. So I've got all of these folders now, folders on folders on folders, endless scrolling. So it's going to take me a while to share all of this stuff, but getting started, there's a whole collection that those are some of the iOS 14 ones. But yeah, I have a whole collection for you guys to browse through, and then I have the actions also documented, which are all available inside there. So I'm going to just check in on the chats because I want to keep this slightly slow. I always go way, way too fast, but I am really pumped to show you guys today. Cool. Follow Don has a shortcuts video on his YouTube channel. Send me that on Twitter, and I want to check it out. And hello, Chris. All right, so then basically here are all of the folders that you guys can see. And I've got a group here, scheduling, Shazam stuff is part of iOS 14 now, good amount of Apple Music things. There's a whole host here. And then also down below in the action directory, I just added these colors in, which looks really nice, but all of the groups of actions, because there's all these subgroups and it's kind of all in the Shortcuts app, but if you go in and browse, you might not actually find a lot of it, or it's just kind of buried in categories and categories. I definitely remember the first time I went through all of the actions and shortcuts, I was like, okay, there's actually something that you can do here now. Like, that's not, it's more clear what it can't do, because if there isn't some way to do it, it's not possible. So like the unlimited possibilities of shortcuts then become a little bit more limited, and you can wrap your head around it. So I'll just take you through a couple of these. And I have each of these organized into little groups here, like the apps actions, and this corresponds with the folder here in the Shortcuts app. Let me just create a new shortcut and show you here. Also, one of the fun things is all of these are custom colors. Oh man, Shortcuts team, the bugs, you're killing me. This is why I haven't streamed all summer. It's not even going. But I have all these with custom colors based on the categories. So like the apps category is actually dark purple. And I even made sure that all of these are fully accessible. So all of this has special darker versions of the colors to make sure it's good. So that was really important to me. But then basically you can just see like, oh, okay, here are the ones that work for those specific apps. I do need to paginate or get rid of this pagination and switch it to infinite scroll, but you can see, go through all of the reminder stuff, getting the closed captions. This starts to get into settings. And down here, you can also jump into just those subcategories. So this alone is just a good way to see like what are all the ways that I can use stuff that's in the settings app. And then once you go in, you get just the very basic details about that. This is the description that pops over when you tap on it. And then you can see I have custom emoji also. That was fun. I do have the icons, but I had some errors uploading them, so I'm going to have to add that later. Oh, this one doesn't, I guess I don't have any shortcuts using the voiceover thing. But yeah, so this is a way to basically browse through all of the different actions, and you'll be able to see what the Shortcuts app can do. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the ways to get back and forth in between these pages. I'm not necessarily a web designer yet, but there's a lot of fun stuff here. Like just, oh, how can I edit images using shortcuts? You can rotate it, resize it. That was pretty fun. Yeah. I hope everybody also feels my similar pain with the shortcuts bugs if you're in the betas, but mask image, got the scuba mask. I have way too much fun with some of the dorkier parts of this. But yeah, I definitely recommend going through and checking all these out. And then the shortcuts categories too. In a similar way, I have in every single description of the shortcut itself, you'll actually, here, let's see if I can get any of this working. I have these comments and everything in the shortcuts themselves. So the first comment of every single shortcut in here describes how it works. It's just trying to be literal. So it's like, here, this is going to do this for you, and then this, and then this. And then the second comment is supposed to be how I'm using it, or it might be like how you could use it, but I try to be just sort of like, while this is a literal way to do it, here's a way it could fit into your life. And so on the public versions of all of these pages, I just have basic stuff. Ooh, I guess I don't have related shortcuts showing. There might be, I have had some website errors, so that's okay. That happens sometimes. But you'll always be able to get all of the public shortcuts that are available right now. I wanted to make sure that most of the shortcuts themselves were free, and then I have a membership thing. I don't even know if I've mentioned that so far, but I have a membership thing where you can basically get more information about all of this stuff, and it will show you that description of how to use it on the page itself, so you could maybe make that decision instead of just downloading all of these. But you might figure out these shortcuts sound nice just based off the description alone and download like, oh, I need to check out my clipboard while it's in the widget. Oh yeah, here's a good example, related shortcuts. So hopefully you can find stuff that's interesting. All of these are custom to, I went through each shortcut and picked the related shortcuts. So there's a whole mess there. And you should be able to get back up out into the categories. Something that's not working right now is these tags down below. Ooh, I should zoom in. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Let me know if that still looks good. These will be linkable soon too. That should be much better. Well, yeah, the tags at the bottom are intentionally not clickable. I had an issue. They're not showing the shortcuts themselves because it's this whole custom post type, but I'll probably have that fixed within a week or two. All right, let me demo then. So basically, I have, I think, 250 shortcuts and actions available publicly. And then I also have a membership program. So in here is the membership page where I basically tell you all about it. This is a wall of text, so I'm definitely going to change this because this is a little too much. But basically, here I describe, you get all of these extra details if you sign up as a member. And this is also, I'm going to add in some visuals here because it'll make a lot more sense once you see it. But I'll have extra shortcuts and extra actions plus more ways to browse these. And then I'll also have pre-release material. So what I'm saying is the new shortcuts, I'm going to be adding these in every week. And then new collection pages. And then I'll also be doing some secret workflow stuff. So I'm going to be adding more to this membership over time, and you'll be able to see that if you're already a member ahead of everybody else when it becomes public. And then I should say too, I have a newsletter that anybody can join. So I just wanted to make an easy way to keep up with shortcuts because it's hard to like understand week to week what's changing. And so this will be a free way to just update it. And I'm actually making it match the what's new with the, I'm going to say Amazon Echo, but their assistant email that goes out every Friday. So it'll just be simple links and you'll be able to get just some new shortcuts that way as well. So let me sign in and show you guys, because this is what's more important. Oop, this doesn't work as well on the iPad. Good to know. Then I do use Memberful, so that's how you sign up. Let me scan my face. What? Okay, I'm pretty sure, actually, I don't think I've ever tried to sign in through that link. I'm just going to sign into the back end, and I'm trying not to show y'all. Just to be clear, I see someone talking about it's hard to learn how these are useful, so I'll definitely be part of the whole Shortcuts catalog. This thing's making me do math to sign in. Is that I'll be able to share this now in a way that I wasn't able to before, and I'm going to be making a lot more videos that explain this. What is going on? Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties as usual. I think I'm good. Okay. So now when you if you are signed into this page and everything else, there's a lot more. I have these extra folders that will show up. And also down here, there's some extra action folders. And these are all different ways that I've basically categorized all of my shortcuts and actions in ways of whether, like, which devices should they be used on, how complex or simple, or is it just like an average shortcut that I have? And then an interesting one is usage. So whether it opens the app, whether it doesn't ask for input, aka works seamlessly in the background, or asking for multiple inputs, or even just one, because the idea is you'll have more, at least for me especially, like this whole thing in general was built for me to understand this. And now, okay, does this shortcut open the app? Okay, it's not going to work well in an automation or on the Apple Watch, or if it doesn't ask for input, I just know when I run it, something's just going to happen versus knowing whether or not I'm going to interact with it. So sorry for waving my hands all over the screen. I just realized, sorry about that, folks. And then also one of the big ones is the features too that it works with. So I have all of these in here. Like, do I use this from the share sheet? Do I think it'll work well with Siri? I don't have a ton for the Apple Watch yet because I haven't totally figured it out, but let's see. And also, I've got to show you the individual shortcut details. Let's start with just some shortcuts. All right, weather. We are having terrible weather here in Berkeley. We are having smoke every single day and things like that. So these are some of the public ones. I guess I have an emergencies category, but let's see more of the details. Now, when you are a member and sign in, you get all of this stuff. Oh no, my icon's not working. Okay, this is a slightly broken example, but that's okay. So I've personally added my rating, whether or not I think a shortcut is just universally applicable or just really awesome, 5 stars, 3 stars average, nothing wrong with it, but just not the most impressive shortcut in the world. Like these guys in the comments are I don't care about that or something probably. But then, so yeah, I've got in here that description also pulls in how I use it, and then which features this shortcut specifically supports. So this one would work well with Siri because it would just say to Siri and it would open the app. It's got the folder. This is work on iPad and iPhone, but not really HomePod because this opens the app. So there, you know that. And it's pretty simple. Apparently it has 0 actions. I think this is one that uses a new action, so my system slightly broke down on me. And then this related actions thing is also apparently broken, which is great to demo live. But it should show the show weather action, which is one of the ones included there. So clearly need to fix that one, but let's go back and do a different. Let's go by, here's all of my shortcuts that don't ask for input. Let's go. Is it not working? Oh, okay. I hope you all are making my website go slow right now by browsing along. But yeah, so then now here is a whole collection, and these also have my fancy custom colors, but a whole collection of shortcuts that uses that doesn't ask for an input, so these would all work great in the background. And this also includes some of my iOS 14 only shortcuts that members get as well. So these ones are, I've created for that new back tap feature. You can just create single shortcuts called double tap and back tap, and then show that, set those and change the run shortcut inside instead of constantly changing the shortcut itself. So you can see a couple Apple Watch ringer ones. Nobody steal my idea. This one's fun. Silencio just quiets down everything. It's awesome. So I'm curious what you guys think. I've really enjoyed making this. I've got, okay, let me just show you some more because these are fun. I only put a few shortcuts on my home screen after last time putting every single one of mine on my home screen, so that was a little much, but I thought some of these could be good. Oh yeah, this is true too. This is in here. I'll say this now. If you guys are watching, I have a Slack community that you guys can join, and you'll have to find that shortcut and run it and get the link to join. So I'm going to make it a little difficult on you, but oh yeah, I have some of these that use the set playback destination action. These are good shortcuts. See, here's some more examples of the extra details that you get. Like, oh yeah, this opens the Sonos app in case the speakers aren't paired. Set playback destination, open app. Thanks to Spyros in the chat for, I guess, defending shortcuts. Not that it needs to be defended. Nobody needs to defend Apple, but yeah, that's my shortcuts catalog and the membership that goes along with it. Basically, one of the major ways I'm trying to use this program is to give away shortcuts for free, document it for people, and then find a way for people who want to support me. You can. There's a little bit extra to maybe entice you, but you also definitely don't need to sign up. Like, the shortcuts will become free eventually, all of them. I'm don't want to like keep it away from people because the app is free. I feel like on some level the shortcuts themselves should be free. But then again, if you want to support me, you can. $5 a month, $50 a year. I'm basically just going to be going to town with this stuff because I've never had a proper way to share my shortcuts in a complete and sort of final way. So now these are on my websites. It's good to go for the future. And if you want to sign up, you can kind of go along with me. I'll be sharing tons of stuff in live streams like this. I'll be making a bunch of shortcuts, and then usually it'll go into the members thing first and then out to people later on. By the way, Angel, yes, I did see you subscribe. I really appreciate that. And then I'm just kind of trying to share as much as I can. I've had so much stuff and haven't really shared it very well, which is disappointing, but now I'm so ready to go because so much of it was shortcuts not having folders. Like, oh my gosh, I now have 1,500 shortcuts, and this is only 300 of them. So there's a lot more. Maybe once these bugs get a little bit fixed, but I've got folders on folders and also like ideas that I've never approached because it's been hard to build them. So, and keep them up to date. So now I'm going to be going full steam ahead. If you have any requests for shortcuts, I can't necessarily like promise one-on-one, yes, I can make all your shortcuts, but I'm going to make a way for people to be able to submit them or just ideas, and then I can kind of pull from that. And I can turn anything into a shortcut. There's also going to be stuff like the automations. I'm going to start documenting those and some of the actions from apps that expand on the shortcuts and the actions that are available. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think now I just kind of want to show you guys some of these shortcuts. So if anything pops out in the sidebar or anything like that, these are slightly out of order because I had so many and the shortcuts app was just not loading the list well. But if anybody wants to see any of these shortcuts in action, let me know. I mean, these ones here on this little screen are designed to go in my shortcuts widget. Change speaker just shows the different speakers that I have. I've got a little HomePod right here over on my desk, and if I tap Office, it will hand off to that speaker, I believe. Let me check, actually. You can do handoff or set playback destination. Yeah, this does handoff, so that's pretty nice. It's like anything that's playing up here looks like I was listening to Focused on Relay FM, and that would hand it off to the podcast service on my HomePod right away, which is pretty neat. And then if I'm done, one of the things that I did that was kind of clever about this, it hands it back to the same device. And you can't set two devices to send playback to one destination, so it just does both. And then it just basically switches back to the iPad that I'm listening to. So that's pretty neat. Or switching to AirPods, that's great too. That one's definitely available. Oh yeah, this will open in the deep link into Slack for the Shortcuts user group. So I use this all the time just to go say hi. I mean, I'm like sharing all about my streaming stuff and things like that in advance. Let's see what else. This master mixes one is fun, but I gotta save that for another video. Oh yeah, I said this, the change watch face one is fun because I like this too. This is a good example of an iOS 14 one that you can do multiple different menus deep into your different watch faces and then switch it. So obviously it only works when you have your phone installed and everything, but it's pretty fun. I did find out, I said this on iPad Pros, but you can now have up to 36 watch faces on your Apple Watch. That's the limit. It used to be 10 or 12, I think, but I guess probably 12. It would make sense that they tripled it. So that's pretty cool. You can have up to 36 watch faces to change from using shortcuts. So that's a good example. All right, let's see. Any requests in here? Make one-on-one requests for shortcuts. Yeah, I'll probably do some live sessions for that, actually. How you use the Apple Notes app. Okay, Dave, let's do it. Notes in here. I've got a couple examples. Let's see. Open Notes. Oop. I don't think I shared these, actually. Oh, no, I must have. Okay, yeah, this one is fun. I have it. This is basically to make one note for every single week that I can go back to. And this both creates the note based off of the current date, and then it goes and looks at like Sunday before, get start of week there. Then it does the math, adds it up from, this is one of those things where you only add 6 days because you're already on the first day to get to the 7th day, and then it creates that note. But if the note already exists, it'll also just open it. So this is pretty fun. It's like I just run this, and then it'll create Sunday, September 6th to Saturday, September 12th. And then let me exit to prove it. It'll take me back there. Pretty cool. And this actually is great for the, I don't think I have it on my iPad here, but let's see, do I have a notes widget somewhere in here? Oh yeah. Then you can set this to a single note. I think that's set to the folder. Okay. Man, bugs. But you could set that note to just be a widget and then always just open back into the note directly. It's actually very interesting. A lot of the widgets are shortcuts, kind of. Like, they're both the same kind of thing. And I'm totally okay if a widget replaces the need for a shortcut, because all I really want to do is get to the end. Doesn't matter either way. Okay, let me see. There's a couple more questions. Somebody's asking about an app idea. Grubmeyer. Okay, let me show these. I think YouTube is hiding it for some reason. And I've got an app idea. I would wonder if it would work well as a shortcut instead. Something like an expiring photo album for use at work. I take photos for work and don't always need to keep them. Just curious if you think something like this might be possible in shortcuts. Yeah, totally. The creating the album part isn't exactly the same, but Shortcuts has a save to photo album action, and also a remove from photo album is one of the bugs. Is one of the new iOS 14 actions, which you would know about if you had a membership thing, and you could see all those. But yeah, so you could basically make a shortcut that saves to that same one and then just deletes from them at the end of the day or something like that. That would be pretty nice. And you could even take the photos using the take photo action. I'll just do it real quick. See, this is, oh, you guys, you have no idea. Thank you for sticking around, but I'm so excited because I can just build these. Like, that's what's, it's sharing them has always been the problem, not the actual ability to share, build them. Or, yeah, I can build them fine. Clearly speaking, I'm struggling with a little bit. Save to photo album. You could take all these photos. You'd have to create the album first, but then, okay, save work photo. Whoa. Oh, I have one of my automations turns on voice control, and it always types in text for me. Okay, save work photo, and then probably find photos where the album is, whatever that is. Time. Date taken is today. Remove from photo album. So you could basically just run those two, and it could scrape out. Pretty sure that would work. I'd have to test it a little bit more, but that kind of process could go pretty well. You could even put a choose from menu action in and make this one shortcut that you just pick from one of the two different options and then do whichever one. So that could be pretty nice. Yeah, let me know if you definitely also, like, I don't blame anyone. Subscribing it when iOS 14 now comes out also would make sense. And there'll be a whole new set of action or whole new set of shortcuts. I'll come out with new actions as soon as those are available. But yeah, I think this is pretty solid for now. I'll write down any questions that I saw in the chat also, but really appreciate you guys checking out my shortcuts catalog. let me bring this back up here. Definitely, if you're into shortcuts, I would love it if you subscribed now. Feel free to do whatever you want. Like, it's your choice as always, but I'm going to be having a lot more, and it really means a lot for me to get support directly from people. It is incredibly motivating so far. It makes such a big difference than something coming through YouTube abstractly through ads and things like that. So I really appreciate your guys' support. Again, also though, if you can't subscribe, they're all free. I did that intentionally, so just kind of gonna have to wait until they come out. And I'm gonna do quarterly releases, but if you subscribe to the What's New in Shortcuts newsletter also, I'll put the link somewhere more accessible soon, but you'll be able to stay up to date and know when all this stuff becomes freely available. So yeah, I appreciate all of your support, and thank you everybody for tuning into the live stream. Again, I'll be doing lots more live streams, YouTube videos, and blog posts, plus then all of those shortcuts and stuff will be available afterwards as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. All right, thanks everybody.